Okay, well, I'm going to get started. This is Dave Maddock with Maddock & Associates here to review the 6055 reporting tool. That's a tool that we've given to everybody that is there to help you create the 1094B and 1095B forms. I'm going to go through this presentation, explain what those forms are, how you can use this tool to easily create them, where you need to send them, and when you need to send them. So let's get to it. This presentation should take less than a half an hour. I know it's Friday afternoon, so I'll try not to keep it too long. So just a disclaimer before I get into this presentation. I'm not a tax attorney. What I'm doing is going over a tool we have to help create some tax files or forms that you're supposed to file with the IRS. We always recommend you have your accountant review any tax forms before submitting them in. Also, each company can be a little bit different or different facts and circumstances. So this is education information in general to help you understand the IRS laws. So I see everybody on the meeting is a client of ours, so I don't need to spend too much time talking about Maddock & Associates. But really our goal is to help make benefits simple. And it's tough because with new laws, rules, and regulations, there becomes more and more reporting and requirements put on the employer. But we're here to really try to help you understand those things and give you the tools to where you know, it is extra work, but try to make it not as complicated as it should be. So that's really our goal with these tools, and going forward as there's new regulations, rules. It's really important you at least quickly take a look at all the emails that we send you, so that you're aware of what's coming up and all rules and regulations. And then we always encourage our clients to give us a call. So if you're ever confused about something, just give us a call. We're always happy to walk you through any questions you have or any of the new regulations, rules. Sometimes they don't apply to you, sometimes they do. So just keep that in mind. So the 6055 reporting. So who needs to do this? 6055. So there's 6056 and 6055. The one we're focusing on today is the 6055 reporting, and that's for groups that are under 50 employees and are on what are considered self-insured medical plans or self-funded medical plans. And basically that would be in Washington State, the people that are selling most of these plans are Cigna, All Savers, John Alden or Assurance, and Starmark. Those are the most popular self-funded plans, and I believe most everyone on this meeting is on one of these plans. So what if you're over 50 employees, then you do not do these B reports, you do the C reports. And we did a webinar about that a couple weeks ago. So if you're over 50 employees, and if you have questions on how you count employees, they're talking about full-time equivalent employees. But if you're over 50, you do the C reports. If you're under 50, you do the B reports. The nice thing about the B reports is they're a little more easy than the C reports. Essentially, the B reports are basically just telling the employee and the government which months they had coverage through your plan. You don't tell them, you don't get into cost or affordability or any of that. You're just basically telling the IRS and the employee which months of the year they had coverage on your plan. The reason why you have to do this, it's just technicality. On a plan that is considered self-funded, those are plans where they usually give you claim information and you could get a refund at the end of the year. That's kind of the main thing about a self-funded plan. This reporting falls on the employer having to do it. For fully insured plans, it's the insurance companies that are creating these 1095 and 1094B forms. So some groups that have switched from a fully insured plan to a self-funded plan, let's say you switched mid-year in July 1, then the employee would actually get two 1095B forms. They get one from the insurance company they were with until July, and then they would get one from you, the employer, when you went self-funded from July to January. So you only report on the months that you actually offered them coverage. So there's two different forms we're going to go through. The 1094, and it's basically kind of like a fax cover sheet. It's a summary report for the company. And then we have the 1095, which is the form that's going to go to each employee, as well as you're going to send a whole stack of them with the 1094 to the IRS. The due date for this is the end of March. It was going to be end of January, which would be today basically, but they pushed it off 2 months to give us some more time. So before jumping into the tool, I wanted to show you what the forms look like. So, oops, I've got these right here. So the 1094B form. This is the what I kind of alluded to as a fax cover sheet or transmittal form. This is what you would send to the IRS with all of the 1095B forms. And I'm going to zoom this up for you. But essentially, it's just your filer's name. That's the company. So like Maddock and Associates, if we were doing it for our company. Company's tax ID, name of person to contact. And so you want to put the HR manager, whoever handles benefits, as the person to contact, the address, and then the total number of 1095B forms that are going along with this to the IRS. So then you'd sign it, date it. So that's it. Simple form. Then the 1095B form, that's the form that's going to go to the employees. It's another real simple form. But if you have multiple employees, it could be it could get tedious filling these out. So that's why I'm going to show you this tool to help automatically generate them. So essentially, the responsible individual, part 1, that's going to be the employee. So that's the employee, not the family member. And then for self-insured plans, it's going to be you're going to skip part 2, and you fill out part 3, the issuer of coverage. And then part 4 here, this is a covered individual, so which people were covered. And then if they were covered for all 12 months under that plan, you check that box. Or if you started the plan mid-year, or somebody came or went, so they weren't working for you or insured the whole time, you just check the boxes where they actually had coverage. And on this one, you actually would include people that had COBRA that were covered. You would indicate them having coverage even though they're on COBRA. So the tool that I'm going to show you allows you to not even deal with this form until you print it out. It's going to populate this form for you. And you should all have a, let me get back to my presentation, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, here we go. So you should all have been emailed this form. If you don't have it, I can get it to you right away. But this is just basically a Microsoft Excel document. It's going to, down here there's all these different tabs. And the tabs either have instructions about how this form works, or there's places to input data. And I saw someone just arrived. I'm recording this video, and I'm going to put it up on YouTube, and I'm going to email it out so you can reference it later. So if you miss part of it, it's okay. You'll be able to catch the recording when I get it up, probably out on Monday. So the 1094B, so I already filled this out. I created a company called Super Company, tax ID number, got the Super HR person. All of these fields are mapping to that 1094B form, and this thing's going to automatically create it for you. And then I'm going to tell them how many of the 1095B forms I'm going to submit with this. So this right here basically just fills out the 1094B. And then the 1095B is right here. And so it talks about some information, just to remind you. The responsible individual is the employee. Mailing address is what they want. So if somebody has 2 addresses, you want their mailing address. And then the policy of origin, all these are going to be B, employee-sponsored coverage. Nobody here is going to be filling out any of these other letters, so B. So what I did is, on this page, responsible individuals, this is basically just going to be employees, not family members. We'll list family members over here under the covered individual tab. So right here, I've created 5 fictitious employees: John Doe, Bob Ross, Gene Simmons, Evel Knievel, and Jimmy John, and fake Social Security numbers. If for some reason you can absolutely not get a Social Security number, then it's okay to use the date of birth instead. If you have a Social Security number, we do not need date of birth. The IRS really wants you to put in Social Security numbers, and they actually need real Social Security numbers. You can't put in like fake stars or anything like that. And then you would fill in the address for everybody, and then the policy coverage origin is going to be B. That correlates right up here to employer-sponsored coverage. So you just do that for every single employee. And then down here, part B, this is covered individuals. And so what you're going to do here is essentially what I did is I cut and paste from here just the name and social security numbers of the covered individuals right here. And then in this thing it says name of responsible individual. So the name of the responsible individual is going to be generally the employee. So for the employee, the responsible individual is going to be the employee. And when you click here, there's going to be a drop-down box of all of the responsible individuals that you put in this tab here. They're going to automatically pop up here, and you're going to select them. So for the first 5, that's just the employees. So the covered individual is a responsible individual. And then in my little company, there is only I just had only John Doe having family members. So here is Susie Doe, says John's wife, and Johnny Doe too, that's John's son. Put the social security numbers, and then the responsible individual is John Doe. So essentially that ties these employees, these family members to that employee, John Doe. I want to type one in real quick here. Let's say Evel Knievel has a spouse. Let's name her, if he's evil, let's call her Good. Good Knievel. I probably misspelled his name too. And let's give her a fake social security number. And then what we're going to do is I just want to show you how this drop down works. And what's weird about this is it looks like there's nothing there. You got to scroll up. I don't know why it does that, but it does it. I have some questions on it. So if you click here and there's no one there, scroll up and then you should be there. So I'm going to type Good Knievel to Evel Knievel. And then over here, this is where you indicate the number of months at coverage. Okay. So let's see, Evel, it looks like he wasn't hired till June. I'm just, more or less, it would make sense that his wife would be covered the same time as him. But generally, the spouses will be the same as the employees. So here on the months of coverage, you just put an X in the box. And if they're covered all months of the year, you check all. If it wasn't all, you just go and check the months they were covered. And you can go ahead and, well, the nice thing about small group plans is they always run through the end of the month. So even if somebody was quit mid-year, mid-month, let's say they're left January 15th, you'd still indicate that coverage all of January because that's just how all the small group plans work. They go 1 month at a time, so you don't have to worry about partial months coverage or anything. So really, once you have this tool loaded and you're comfortable with it, you're good with the data, it's really just 3 tabs of data. Here's your company information. This is just employees and address information, and just the B. And these are just people that took coverage. If they opted out of coverage, were never eligible for coverage, you don't report. On this one, it's just, you're just telling the government who had coverage on your plan, on the self-funded plan. And you're only reporting for the months that you were self-funded. For months you had non-self-funded coverage, that insurance company can be reporting for you. So you leave those blank. So just to reiterate, let's say we had some groups that just moved over to self-funding in December. They would only be checking the December box for this because all the other months, the other insurance company is going to show that they had coverage. If you're over 50 employees, we're doing a totally different form, and it's a totally different scenario. We have all sorts of offered coverage codes, affordability codes, and so forth. This is for self-insured groups, self-funded groups under 50. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm going to save it somewhere on my computer. And then the way I generate the forms is I'm going to open up Internet Explorer. I'm going to go to a website that you should all have been given an invite to sign up for. It's called MyWave Connect. If you don't have it, let me know. You'll have a username and password. Put that in. And then what it does is, this is the MyWave Connect website. This is an awesome website. It gives you tons of resources for wellness for your employees, HR law, employee benefit law, just unlimited resources. I really, we're giving this to you as a value-added service. We're not charging you for it. It's a huge advantage of working with Maddock and Associates. Really hope you take advantage of this. But for this purpose, I'm going to dive into right here. You use this little wrench. This is the tools. Click on that. ACA reporting. I'm going to launch that. That's going to do is going to fire up another another tab right here. And what I do is I just go and upload that file. In Windows, just so you know, there's this quick access. It's a new Windows. And so that's the file I was just working on. And then I tell it where I want to email it. I'm going to email it to my work email. And then click submit. It's going to, right now it's kind of going through that form. It's looking for errors. Assuming there's no errors, success, boom, it's going to email me a link within a few minutes. So now what I'm going to do, go open my email. And now you guys are looking at my email. So here you go. Comes real quick. So I already got this email. So this is actually from that file I did. I already got the email. So it's going to give me a link. I click on that link. It's going to want me to log back in to this website. So same username and password. And what it's going to do is going to download this zip file, which is a compressed document of a whole bunch of these PDFs. Okay, so what I got here is a 1094B form, but this one now is completed based on the information I put in there. It's got 5 forms. I'm sending 5 forms. It's got my address. Just need to sign that. And then what you also see is a 1095B for every single employee. So here's Evel Knievel. Oops. That's not working. Try this again. Oh, there it goes. It just took a while, so I guess be patient. Here, that's Evel Knievel, finally open. And so you'll see, as we talked about, responsible individual is Evel Knievel. The issuer is the company. That information's down there. And then it's got Evel Knievel and his wife. And then it shows the months that they're covered. And then the second page is just instructions. And then the third page is if the person had, more than, I guess, just if they had a big family, they'd pop up here on the subsequent page. All right, so that's basically it. Then what you do after you upload all the forms, you just print them out. You don't need any special like paper stock or IRS forms. Just printing these forms out will do. And then you mail the forms to the Department of Treasury or the IRS. So you want to mail every employee their 1095-C form. So you'd want to, send Evel Knievel the 1095-B form, and then you send the IRS the 1094-B form. That's that transmittal, along with a stack of all the 1095-B forms for the employees. All right, I think that's, I was shooting for under 30 minutes. I'm here coming in at 19 minutes, so I'm going to open it up to questions. Any questions? it's one of those things where seems a little confusing or overwhelming at first, but then once you kind of see what's going on, it's pretty easy. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about though is most of the insurance companies or the self-funded plans, they can help generate an enrollment report for you to help populate this. So basically, if you've had insurance for the whole year, we can go back to the insurance carrier and ask them, hey, can you just give me an enrollment report and tell me who is enrolled each month? And that will allow you to easily fill this out and put that in. I know that people on All Savers, they said they were going to automatically send those out, and you should have already received those. If not, let us know. And then we've got Cigna. That's one we've been working with. I just got reports for everybody on Cigna and emailed them out yesterday. And Starmark and John Alden, they both have admin websites you can log into to pull the enrollment. But if you need help with that, that's something we can help with as well. All right, so I'm not seeing any questions coming in. So anyway, I just appreciate everybody for coming on to the webinar. We had great attendance, and want to let you know we're here. If you have any questions, give us a call or email, and we're happy to help you out. Once again, the deadline for doing this is the end of March. So I recommend that you start sooner than later. So if there's any glitches or hiccups, we have plenty of time to get things ironed out and done without having major issues. So thanks again. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Take care.